Hey guys! After working on a blue and white character, I felt like it was time to swing around to the other side of the color spectrum and do a red and white character. Or, well, sort of like red and light purple, I suppose. I'm back today with another hybrid design video, today with a Skywing-Icewing hybrid named Garnet. This dragon is based off of this super fancy mood board that I found, and I knew when I saw it that I wanted to use it for a hybrid dragon. I just didn't know how I was going to make that happen. As you can see, this mood board has some really intricate stuff in it, the effect being a feeling of awe and wealth. I ended up using those colors and then trying to incorporate more jewelry and accessories than I normally would. That kind of gives the impression of wealth, I think. Also, as I'll cover in her backstory, Garnet is part of not one, but two royal families. So the mood board definitely had an influence on her story this time. So, like I said, Garnet here is an Icewing Skywing hybrid. I originally intended to work with deep reds and then some pale gold whites, sort of closer to the original mood board. However, as I was working on it, I just felt really drawn to some light purples to add some variety. There is some pale gold in here, but not much, so the color palette is mostly going to be red and purple. The other big design thing I knew from the beginning was that I wanted to give her lots of accessories. So she has plenty of jewelry, but also a red cloak, socks, and tail warmer. I really wanted those socks to be a part of this design, even though they gave me, so much trouble. I felt like they messed up the silhouette a bit. I wanted something smooth and elegant, and those socks are pretty clunky by nature. However, I did end up keeping them, and I just slimmed them down a bit where I could because I liked how the color and the texture balanced out between the socks, the cloak, and the tail warmer. Also, I kind of tried to make her neck spines look like feathers. They're long and skinny and they overlap a lot because I was trying to mimic one of the squares in the mood board where you can see this white feathery wing. If I was a little more willing to go outside the set tribe characteristics, I might have given her bird wings instead of dragon wings. Believe me, I considered it. Anyhow, Garnet here is not only once, but twice royal. Her mom is the niece of the current Skywing Queen, and her dad is the oldest Icewing Prince. They met during a diplomatic meeting taking place in the Sky Kingdom, and let's just say it was a pretty big scandal in both tribes. By now in Pyria, hybrids are more accepted, but not that much, and certainly not in the royal family. She grew up in the Skywing Kingdom, although technically she's in the line of succession, she's very far down, and it's an unspoken rule that she will never make it to the throne. An Icewing hybrid ruling Skywings? Not happening. So while Garnet enjoys the privileged life of nobility in the Sky Kingdom, she doesn't have very much responsibility to look forward to. Growing up, she did know who her father was, and even saw him occasionally, though not very often. His mother, the Icewing Queen, tended to want him close to the palace in the years after Garnet's hatching. Garnet's never even been to the Ice Kingdom, though she's done a bit of traveling elsewhere. However, that's just fine with her. She hates the cold and can always be seen wearing some kind of cloak, scarf, or covering to keep her from getting chilly up in those high Skywing mountains. Why is she always so cold? Well, Garnet didn't inherit anything helpful from either of her parents. She can't breathe fire like a Skywing, and she can't breathe ice like an Icewing. She didn't inherit that Icewing tolerance for extreme temperatures, and without an inner fire to keep her warm, the high altitudes of the Skywing Palace mean she's constantly uncomfortable with the chill. Unfortunately, Garnet tends to be a tad bit pompous, and she's not overly friendly. So her general dislikability isn't just because she's a hybrid, it's probably also partially due to the fact that she's just, kind of rude to everyone around her. Coming from royalty the way she has, Garnet's never really had to work for anything or struggle in any way. And since she's not in the line for the throne, she doesn't have to think about things like caring for the kingdom or liking other Skywings. For her, life is all about drifting from one part of the court to another, enjoying the riches, the parties, and the ease of her life without any stress. It's not that she's cruel in nature or mean. I think Garnet has an unfortunate case of apathy. She just doesn't really care about anyone other than herself. And unfortunately, this makes it pretty hard to want to spend time with her. Will Garnet undergo any character growth? Will she experience a life-changing adventure to teach her empathy and humility? I don't know. For now, I kind of just see her flitting around the court, enjoying the easy life. I named her Garnet because it's a gemstone, but I really wanted to name her Champagne. But try as I might, I just couldn't come up with a justification for Champagne to be a name in the Wings of Fire universe. Oh well, very sad. So, like always, I'm not going to keep Garnet. Lord knows I have enough OCs as it is. So, if you're interested in making her yours, you can head over to my DeviantArt following the link in the description, and there'll be an auction for her there until 12 noon tomorrow. Also in the description are links to my Redbubble, my store, and my Patreon. Thank y'all for watching, and have a blessed day.